Look, it would be easy to pump out a review where I act like all of you, just being like, oh, it's Thunderclash, please be careful. Oh, the gold plastic makes it fragile, don't touch it. Look, what are we doing here? We're going to be scared to play with our toys now? Haven't I caused my family enough shame just by reviewing toys on the internet? My pride can only take so much, so no, I'm going to play with it, and if it breaks, it breaks. C'est la vie. To be honest, this particular Thunderclash is in pretty good condition, but it does have me thinking that perhaps if yours did break, were you maybe being a little bit, I don't know, hashy bashy? As a second point, the sticker on his chest. So I got this lad reasonably cheap on eBay, and he just plain didn't have a sticker there. You can't get Toy Hacks labels or any other kind for this incarnation as far as I can see, so I got some stickers for MMC Colossus, that's a third party version of Thunderclash, and it fits fine. It's not as bombastic or as stylised as I'd like, but it's better than clear white plastic for now. Okay, so here he is. It's a very sought after Autobot if there ever was one, and it's easy to see why. Just look at those colours. Usually I'd say this is too many colours for a bot, this would be overkill, but with TC it just works. Look at the size of his melon, it's huge. See, I can relate to this very hard because I have a head like a tractor engine. I guess a big head just does allow for big eyes, which are beautifully accentuated by light piping here. It's clear this boy takes a lot from the original and best Autobot leader Optimus Prime. At first glance, they're wildly different, but when you play with them for a while, there's a lot of similarities here. Even 8 years apart, they share a design philosophy, fun and intuitive transformations, super simple boxy designs that are packed with personality, and of course they turn into trucks and that. But if I'm honest, Thunderclash doesn't really live up to the OG Optimus toy, lacking the ability to move his shoulders or bend his knees. He can't even spread his legs, although I'm sure there's enough of that on DeviantArt if you're interested. He's just about as articulated as a hammer left out in the rain. Still, in terms of raw, dynamic charisma, there truly aren't many bots ahead of Thunderclash in that race. Truck mode is a similarly gaudy affair, very stylish. I love that hot pink windshield, it looks delicious, don't you think? I genuinely want to lick it, and I can. It's mine. It's none of your business what I got up to. You can store his rather poxy handgun between his legs at the back here, if that's your thing. Overall, it's hard to say much more than it's a good truck. The fun really begins when you attach Thunderclash's trailer. All pretense of disguise goes out the window, but by this point in the franchise, that concept was definitely taking a back seat. Huge cannons at the top, and you can add the handgun in here for a third firearm, and pressing a button here spreads the cannons out if Thunderclash needs to fire at someone standing 6 feet to the left or to the right. Those back wheels, they do look awful though. It's not as apparent on the robot or the truck cab, but for a moment I did have to check online whether I was missing some rubber tyres or something. They just look so bare. I don't know why this is only coming to my attention now, but it is. You can't fit anything in the trailer because of the action feature. Now, this is where I can just hear the Hasbro execs in the boardroom back then, thinking, do we want the trailer to split open to reveal a combat deck like the original Optimus, or maybe it can transform into a base like Power Master Prime? And then, at the back of the room, an intern, their hands shaking, clears their throat and pipes up. What if we just made it turn into some mad as fuck thing? Yes! So this is what we got. It's an assault tower. And honest it is. The bullets are gravity fed, which is just a fancy term for saying they fall down a bit when you shoot one. It's clever and all, but come on. To be honest, I'm more scared of losing these missiles than I am breaking the gold plastic on this thing, but still, we have to test them out, so Repugnus, you're up. He's got a big for show only cannon at the front, which is a bit of a shame, but it does look nice. It's so weird, isn't it, overall? I don't think I've really had anything like this since. Thunderclash stands on this little platform at the back, and he tries his hardest to look through a viewfinder that looks like it does more harm than good. I do really like this toy, despite its flaws. It's very ostentatious, it feels very 90s, which makes sense if you do some research into when it came out, the 90s. But it's hard for it to step out of Prime's shadow, which is the problem, isn't it? As much as I do love Optimus Prime, I feel I need a bit of time away from the big lug.
Oh, that reminds me, did you see there's another repaint of Earthrise Optimus Prime on Hasbro Pulse?
Oh fuck, where's my debit card? Right, oh, come on.